Hi, house guest. Welcome back to my home. This week, y'all are coming over for book club. This is my favorite book club pick to date, okay? It's The Art of Gathering, How We Meet, and Why It Matters by Priya Parker. I could not have picked a better guest to do this with, okay? A better co-host for book club, if you will, Amelia Edmondson. This episode is all about hosting. It's gonna give you some really good inspo for the summer. Summer 2025, to me, is all about hosting. I already have like 4 or 5 things that I have completely planned out with decks and in my hosting journal for me right now. Like, I am really taking this to the next level, and this book has helped me so much. I'm not exaggerating when I say every single person that I've come in contact with since finishing this book, I have brought it up to, whether I was in meetings, friends, family. I was talking to a waiter at Honor Bar about it. Like, it is so good. And she just gives us the best tips and tricks for hosting. And I love this book. I love this episode. You guys are going to love it. For all my hostess girlies, this one is for you. So without further ado, let's welcome Amelia onto the show. I'm so happy to have you here.
Yay, I'm so happy to be here.
We are here with our book club co-host, Amelia, who I actually met, we think 12 years ago.
Yeah, literally forever ago.
Shout out Kaylee McKenzie.
Love her.
Love her. OG YouTube. Kaylee McKenzie, I was obsessed with her, and she's one of my friends, and then you guys went to high school together.
Well, we just live in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia.
Love.
There's like not much to do, and I saw this girly like slaying online before social media was like really a thing. And I was like, hey, do you want to like go to this abandoned pool that's like graffiti and take like Brandy Melville photos? There were literally like needles everywhere, and we were like, yeah, this is perfect. And I was like, wait, what is a brand deal? She was like the blueprint for like what it meant to have that as a job. And I was like, wait, I want to do this.
Obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Obsessed with her. So we met forever ago, and then we both ended up in LA. You went to college here.
Yeah, I went to Pepperdine.
Yes. What a stunning thing. And then all of a sudden, you're like Miss Hostess girl everywhere.
I know. Well, it's just so funny because it's what I always wanted to do. And I tried to be like a fashionista, like beauty girly. And it's just like not my gift.
It's not
like,
my thing either.
No. Like
I'm wearing overalls currently.
Yeah. Like I'm just like, I just want to go to the farmer's market and like get food and then like make soup for my friends.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw this meme the other day and it was like, my dream day is actually making soup for my friends, giving it to them, and then asking for seconds. And I was like, that's
1,000,000%.
Yeah. You know, like loving it. I'm like, yeah, that's like my dream day.
There's this one soup that I make that's the modern proper recipe.
Oh.
It's this like Italian sausage chicken tortellini soup.
Oh, yeah.
Best soup ever. And people in my life like beg me, and this one salad that I make from the dinner party project.
See, the words of that.
Oh my God, it does something for me. But I have like misophonia where like I can't listen to people chew. So it's like my dream, but also the worst thing ever. Because when people start to like, you know, when people are like, when people, it sounds like they're like making love to their food when they're eating.
Yeah, no.
That makes me want to actually jump off a cliff. Like, I can't handle it.
So you run away from the soup.
So
from
I
the
do,
slurping.
but I want them to later either ask me for the recipe or ask for it again.
Right.
So that's kind of like where I'm at.
That's really tough. Yeah.
It's a really unfortunate thing to have when you love to cook.
Yeah, 100%. Wait, this is so funny and off topic, but did you watch the Love on the Spectrum episode recently where he's on a date and he puts headphones in whenever she's eating, but then when she goes to talk, he like takes them out?
No, but that's me.
Yeah,
like,
you need to watch that episode.
My friends will be on FaceTime eating and they mute themselves when they're chewing.
Yeah, he was so real for that.
And my mom, like everyone in my family is like that. Yeah. So everyone's just like been
so
trained.
Funny. Honestly, you're giving me empathy for my boyfriend because he says the same thing and I like slurp in front of him, like just make the most of it.
That would literally, it's something, it's like my least favorite thing about myself, but it's something that you just can't control. Yeah. I grew up with so many siblings, like you can't, things just kind of like roll off my back, right? But that, I'm like so enraged, but I would never say anything to someone.
Yeah.
It's only people who have known me pretty much forever.
It's a good thing to be aware of. I think it's like more of a thing than people realize. I think I'm just like not that, maybe you don't have good etiquette.
No, I would give anything. Yeah. It's not etiquette. It's genuine. My mom had it growing up and would always tell her parents, like, I promise you when I get older, there's going to be like studies or something on it. And then we found out it's an actual thing.
Okay, well, there's other people who have it too.
Yes, there's other people. You're not alone. You're not alone. Okay, so we're here today to talk all about hosting. Summer 2025. I think this is the summer of hosting. I feel like all the girls are on board. Yeah. I'm getting so many messages from all of my people, all my house guests, if you will.
I love it.
And I'm so excited. You are literally the perfect person. So we're reading, we read The Art of Gathering. If you guys are listening to the episode, you didn't need to have read the book at all. We're just going to be kind of recapping and sharing some little tidbits of things that we learned in order to become like better hosts. Things that I just thought were very interesting.
Yeah, this book like genuinely gave me language. I literally have it beside me with all my underlines. It gave me language to like experiences and feelings that come up when hosting that I didn't have the language to explain.
Totally.
Like, I'm really excited about it because I feel like this is going to provide value for my hosting moving forward.
Oh, of course. I will think back to this book.
No, same.
For years and years to come.
It's one of those ones that'll like come to mind.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
Even in like recent podcasts I've done for other people, I've been referencing it. Like that's how I know that I like a book is actually doing something for me, is when I'm like consistently
it has
referencing
a lot of value.
back.
I think it also can apply to gatherings that aren't like necessarily these extra dinner parties, but like any kind of like gathering.
I think it's a good like people book.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So if you guys didn't read it, it doesn't really matter. We're talking about hosting, and then we'll just share our little tidbits.
I love it.
It was so good. I will start off with a little bio of the book for those who didn't read. This is your Spark Notes. I did ask ChatGPT, okay? Like, I actually wrote this myself. Okay, The Art of Gathering, How We Meet and Why It Matters is a powerful guide to transforming the way we come together, whether for work meetings, dinner parties, weddings, or community events. In this book, facilitator and conflict resolution expert Priya Parker argues that most gatherings are forgettable because we focus too much on logistics and not enough on purpose. She challenges hosts to be bold, intentional, and human-centered in how they design and lead gatherings. Parker emphasizes that a gathering begins the moment it's conceived, not when the first guest arrives, and the details like the guest list, venue opening, and facilitation should all serve a clear and specific purpose. Through vivid storytelling and practical insights, she explores the importance of thoughtful exclusion. That was huge for me. Rules that liberate, host authority, and creating meaningful moments. Ultimately, the art of gathering is not just about throwing better parties or running tighter meetings. It's a call to use gathering as a tool for connection, transformation, and belonging. I loved this book.
No, it's great.
The first thing that comes to mind was the thoughtful exclusion part. As girls, that I'm interested to hear
I have
you
a lot
say.
of thoughts around this.
Okay, so we both like love a dinner party. Like you throw the most beautiful dinner parties I have ever seen. Like we absolutely have to be doing one together as soon as humanly possible. I'm someone who I've always been, you know, the more the merrier. And I think this book has made me realize that I've definitely also been a lazy host. I think that she talks about lazy hosting as someone who is just trying to be chill. Like I want everyone to come over and feel so comfortable. It doesn't have to be this whole production. Like there's not like a structure to the night. Like just be like, and really what that does is kind of like make people feel like the night isn't as special. Their experience isn't as special. You actually want to have more structure. It's kind of like an act of love. Right.
It's like giving them like direction.
Yes. Direction is an act of love.
Right.
But she talked about the art of exclusion, and I'm someone who I will do 12-person dinner parties like all the time at least. And I'm always like, oh, sure, come. Like, please. Like, I invite too many people because I also feel like, well, I invited them to the last one. Like, they'll be upset if they're not invited to this one. And basically they were saying that when you are not excluding people, you're not honoring the guests that are coming. You're not like protecting like the purpose of the event. Like, do you have that issue with hosting?
Yeah, I think like I love her definition of like a generous host, and meaning that like you're being a good steward of your guests' time.
Totally.
And I think that's like an energy and like a feeling that I never had the language to explain. But like someone will want to come and you'll be like, why is this like feeling a little off for me?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, oh, maybe this event is for us crafty girlies and a friend wants to come that like doesn't really give a hoot about crafting. So it's like then the girls who want to craft aren't going to feel as comfortable like really being them full self or their full selves because someone doesn't want to like participate. And it's not mean to them to just be like, oh, this is actually a crafting party. Like, you know, I just thought it was so interesting because I was like, I'm someone who is like, if anyone wants to come, you should come.
Yes.
Even if there's like maybe like a lack of similarity between you guys. I think that the most interesting thing about that is how you're stewarding other people's time and honoring your guests. Because it's not like meant to be, you can love someone and them just like not be a good fit for like the group that's coming together at the time.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I've definitely had that issue. And this weekend I'm actually hosting. Do you know follow Harrison Wallace? Oh my God. He is my everything. He is a dear, dear friend of mine, but we're hosting a dinner party together.
Cute.
Then it's Paris, Texas themed. It was his idea.
Oh my gosh,
it's so
fun.
Good. So he's cooking and I'm like doing all the hosting. We're doing it at my house. I'm so excited. But we went with a smaller group. And what I've realized over the years of hosting dinner parties is that the smaller, the better. The more intimate, the better. And it leads to better conversation. And I've been so inspired by even just different books that I've read. I read this book called 5-Star Weekend. It's by Ellen Hildebrand. Okay. Great book, great summer read.
Adding it to the list.
And this woman experiences grief, and then she goes back to Nantucket. She invites 5 different women from different periods of her life to this like weekend on Nantucket. And I just thought that was so cool to have like different themes that would affect who you're inviting. Like, I think that's such a fun thing. Those people don't know each other. I love the idea of like doing a table where no one knows anyone, but I love connecting people. So like, I think it's so fun to be like, oh, they would get along for this reason. Like, I love the idea of like crafting a table and like protecting that table above all else, because that is really what makes the night. But I have just been a lazy host where I've gotten like, even like recently, I can tell like certain people want to be like when invited, and like, I've had that same feeling of like, this just wouldn't.
They wouldn't jive.
They wouldn't jive. It wouldn't make sense. It would like definitely change. Or like there's certain guests that will come and like make it all about themselves. And then it's like, well, I want them to feel comfortable. Like, this personality isn't someone who's going to scream from the rooftops about themselves, and I need them to feel comfortable to open up, and they're not going to when like there's someone that like sucks the air out of the room. Like just knowing who to invite when, I think is incredible, and that gave me like permission to exclude, and I'm feeling good about that.
I think it like I think something about the chill host thing that like resonated with me is I definitely worry about being an imposition on people. Like, that's something I overthink about all the time, and it's like the way you remove that guilt or that feeling of like really creating rules or like a structure to how the event is going to flow is knowing that you're doing it for your guests.
Yes.
Like, this is for them. You're inviting them into your space. So it's like, how do you set them up to know what to expect and like how to like move through the event?
I loved this concept that I actually just finished the book this morning, and I loved this one concept that she shared called the 15 Toast. And what she was doing with this was setting a theme. So she was choosing like a single word or concept for the evening's theme. It could be anything, like open-ended, like freedom, home, risk, belonging. And everyone, as long as it's under 15 people, that's why it's called 15 Toast, was raising a toast one by one. So even if you do this with your family and you give this word, some people are offering up like a personal story or reflection. They're sharing a poem. I doubt anyone's doing that, but you know what I mean? Like, they're doing something.
Right.
It's cool because the only rule is that it must be true. And then the last person to toast wins. So this is like the more like fun, lighthearted element of it. But it's really cool because it's the same thing that I feel like with our conversation cards that we've created with a friend of mine, is that you're getting to know people on a level that you would not have before. And you're opening the floor for people to talk about things that aren't just like the same drama that you've heard for the past 10 years. That's why I created the cards, because I was hosting these dinner parties and I just felt like I was bringing these different groups of people together, and I would find that people would kind of click off. And they would bring up the same drama they're talking about all the time. And like that, as a host, I wasn't honoring my other guests by like kind of controlling the conversation and moving it somewhere else. So with the cards, I like the idea that you're able to like answer these questions. It kind of brings everyone to like the same playing field. And you hear things that you wouldn't normally, because why would that have been brought up? Even with like our family cards, those are my favorite product we've ever done. I hear that from people all the time. They're like, I've been married to this man for 50 years. I didn't even know this story. Like, I love something like the 15 Toast where it's opening up the night to something different. I think we should also go back to like your hosting background. Like how you were kind of sharing a little story before. I think that's so sweet. Like, where did your love of hosting come from?
So when I was growing up, my parents are actually still a part of it. They've had a supper club for like 18 years now.
That's incredible.
And when I was little, the parents would gather and then the kids would all hang out downstairs like while the parents did their like themed dinner party. And so it's kind of like potluck style. Everyone gets assigned a different dish. And I think back to this book, because when I think about the structure of the events, it's like they go from couple to couple to couple. And each time it's at your house, you're in charge of assigning the menu. And you also have the ability to invite one extra couple that's a friend of yours.
Oh, that's
and
so
so it's
cool.
like then introducing everyone to like a new couple. And it's interesting because it's like I genuinely thought everyone did this. Like I was like, oh, supper clubs, sure. Like everyone's having a little supper club. And then I got to college and I was like, I don't want to go out. Like all I want to do is like have a supper club and like be wholesome with my friends and go to the farmer's market. And I think that I was like a little anxious around creating a space like that because I didn't think people really wanted to. And as I've gotten older, I realized, wait, it's such a need. Like people are really desiring that kind of community and like coming together over like a shared meal. So I think I just leaned into that. And honestly, I like to say I felt the fear and moved forward and like posted my first, like, I think the first one I posted was like a Galentine's Day gathering, and it got great response. And I was like, wait, okay, people are interested in this. Like, people want to learn more about what it means to like gather with their friends and family and like make it beautiful. And so I've just kind of like run with it. And it's been like so fun and fulfilling. And it's just, I think too, in the book, when it talks about like creating a purpose around an event, it's like the ideas and the purposes are endless. Like, there will always be a reason to gather. And so it's like creating different purposes and different reasons to gather.
I love that story. That's so sweet.
Yeah, thank
like
you.
I want to do that. I want my kids to be telling this story.
Well, it's
you know,
also like we would go on vacation together. Like it's like
so
a touch
cute.
point. Like I think, I mean now, but especially like when we have families someday, it's like you have to create time for connection and you have to commit to that, because that's the only way it's going to happen. And like there's been so many different things that have happened within that time. Like everyone goes through hardships. There's always different like burdens, and it's like you have that community to lean on.
Like building your village.
Yeah.
That's
And
so
I
cute.
think also too in the book, something that I found interesting was like you prime your guests for what's happening. So like say you're going through a breakup and you're like going to this event with your friends. It's like, can you prime me with a time or come with a story of reminding me of the strength that I have to move through this? Like, can you remind me of a time that I was able to move through something because I'm struggling right now and I need that? So then your guests come primed with a story on how to encourage you. Or like, can you tell me a story about how you went through heartbreak and like what you've learned from that? It's like giving your guests the opportunity to kind of like speak life into what you're doing, and in doing so it like brings them joy as well. It's like gathering for a reason.
Yeah, I found that I don't necessarily think I've had a lot of purpose with my dinner parties. When I was reading that book, that's pretty much the first thing she talks about is that you need to be meeting with intention and purpose. And I feel like I have like an overarching intention and purpose behind hosting. Like I want to bring people together. I want people to feel like seen and heard. I want to celebrate people. But I don't think, looking back at all the different dinner parties that I've thrown, I don't think I have had like a very clear intention and purpose. And that's something that's made me, I just feel like this is so exciting because like every skill that you have in life, and hosting is a skill you can get better at. And so this was so exciting because people don't really talk about how you can get better. Like hosting is a muscle, and all the different like skills that you can learn. But when it comes to like hosting with a purpose, I don't feel like that's something that I have been like super clear on, and now I really want to. I'm like, there's so many things like female entrepreneurs coming together. Like that would be such a great thing to like come together and support each other and help and talk, or like even ones around like grief. It's like having people come together that I know people who have experienced so much different grief, like bringing them all at the same table. Like I just think there's so many amazing things that you can do to where you're not just like hosting a dinner, you're hosting something that people will continuously like look back on, and you are creating like these very special moments in life. Like for me, like with my hosting background, like my mom, my stepdad entertain all the time. They're super like she's not into cooking. He's super into cooking. And we entertain like family wise a ton. But I remember being really young, like really wanting to have like done more things like that family with like our family and like our family friends. And then when I was in my 20s, I mean, I'm still in my 20s. I'm like, when I was so young, when I was in my early 20s, like post-grad, I was having the time of my life. I was going out, like tequila shots all the time, bars, so fun, love going out. But I got to the point where I was feeling very unfulfilled, even relationally, even though I loved my friends. It had nothing to do with the people who were in my life. At that point, it just had to do with how we were spending our time. And I was just getting a little bored. Like I felt like I needed something else that was just kind of more fulfilling. And that's when all the hobbies came in. Hosting, I was like I wanted the moments that felt like out of a movie or made your life feel like something special. So like I had to create them myself. I'm sure you get this all the time.
I think another piece of that is like, I think we can both acknowledge that we're very extra people.
Oh, I'm literally wearing overalls.
Yeah, no, I fear I'm like very extra. And I think like every detail of my life is extremely extra. And I remember for years when people would tell me that, I would be like heartbroken. Like, I'm extra. Like, that's embarrassing. Like, I think we grew up and it's still kind of cool to be mysterious. I'm not mysterious. I'm the least mysterious person you'll ever meet.
It would never be mysterious.
Yeah, I just can't do it. I think it's also the Southern in us. Like, it's just, I'm not a mysterious person. And I've always been this extra girl. And it's like leaning into the idea that you kind of have to lead in that. Like, it's hard to be extra. It's hard to like accept that that's just like the way you are, because we live in a world that prioritizes like the cool, chill girl who's just like effortlessly cool. Like I have a lot of effort and put into everything I do. Like everything is very effortful. Like,
I try very hard.
If anything, I should like maybe try a little less hard. I just like, it's not my natural inclination to be chill. And I think it's been like an interesting contrast with the hosting because I've felt this internal resistance with wanting, I'm like, I want to be cool, but also like I can sense that like my desire to be cool and chill is like not creating this like purpose that I'm wanting for this like event or this gathering. And so it's just like having the confidence to be extra and the confidence to kind of like guide. Otherwise, those things aren't going to happen. And I think we've been both gifted with the ability to like guide and like prepare and invite people into spaces.
Yeah. And it's cool to try.
For sure.
It is cool to try.
And it's also like we can look back at all of the things we've done that were so cringe and embarrassing.
So many things.
No, and I literally, like, it makes me so sad. I wish I could like talk to like that younger version of myself and be like, please don't care. Like, I promise you it's okay. And like other people later on are going to really admire it. I think it's particularly hard when you're younger. But we're just like blessed to have this space where people like now love what we're doing and love the extraness. And I'm like, thank goodness.
Yeah, thank God.
Because I was
seriously.
just like, yeah. But I think this book really encourages that. Like, it's like encouraging you to be extra. That's not even the word she uses. She uses it as being a generous host and like
intentional.
And intentional. Yeah. Like, but I loved when I got to the chapter header, I think it's called like Don't Be a Chill Host. I was like, okay, great. Like, this is the permission. This is the permission I needed to like be insane. Because I don't think that things that are chill are like as engaging. Like, she also says something about you needing to create. I think the word she uses is creating some kind of like resistance is what creates meaning, because it's like not easy for everyone. The easy route is never going to be what's memorable.
Yes.
So it's like creating some kind of like energy or intention for your event that like is maybe difficult to wrap your head around and like requires some effort.
I have found that even just adding a theme makes I feel like that's a little bit of friction. Right. It's not maybe in the way that she's thinking, but adding a theme makes my guest like lean so much more into the event. And that has been like night and day, because it's like I have them like literally dress up. Like we have to dress in like certain things.
Oh my gosh, the holiday.
Oh yeah, the holiday was the first. Like,
can you invite? I need you to. I will literally fly for one of your themed parties, because the thing is, when someone gives me a theme, I commit. Oh, fully. Absolutely. I commit to the bit. I commit a little too hard.
No, you have to, and it's so much more fun when you lean in. Like, don't be the guest that's like just trying to put something together like right before. Like when you have invites weeks in advance, like you. Right. Especially with the amount, how do you feel about people who cancel last minute?
Okay, honestly, has that not changed your complete perception of how you cancel last minute?
Yes.
I will like not cancel things now because I realize what a like handful it is.
Especially with dinner parties, because you spend weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Weeks, genuinely. Like, because you're thinking about the theme, you're planning everything, you're planning the menu, you're cooking. Then the days leading up, it takes so much effort. So when people are like, hey, sorry, I'm like tired from work, or like, I'm not going to make it in time. Like, and like, you've known about this for weeks. You could have had a bag pack. Like, it actually drives me up a wall, and I won't invite them again. Like when people do that,
she says in the book, like, it's like having rules or having examples where it's like, hey, please follow this dress code. It's this theme. And then like people don't like follow it. You're not being mean by telling them they need to dress the code. You're being kind to the other guests because they're committing to the theme, and you want them to be celebrated by other people committing to the theme.
Absolutely.
Like, it creates the energy. Like, I think there's really small nuanced things like following a dress code, showing up on time, like participating in the activity of the night that like really affects the overall vibe. And I think that kind of lends itself again to like the excluding people piece. It's like knowing who's going to be able to like follow the rules of the night.
Absolutely. Yeah. And who's going to lean in. Like, I have two friends that I can think of that are so into the themes and kill it every time. One of which is a stylist. So it like totally makes sense for her. And those are like the best kind of guests. Like what to you constitutes a good dinner party guest?
I think someone who's enthusiastic.
Same.
Someone who's enthusiastic, someone who's open. Because I, like you were saying, like, I love inviting people who don't really know each other, but they have a shared interest and I know that they will be friends. Like, nothing makes me more stressed than feeling like I'm an imposition on someone. Like, I literally talk about this in therapy. I'll go to therapy and I'll be like, I had all my friends over for dinner. I cooked them all dinner and I'm stressed that I'm a burden. And she's like, you mean to tell me you had your friends over, gave them free food and created a beautiful space for them and you're stressed? And I'm like, yeah. And maybe that's a reflection of me. Like, I need to have permission to take up more space. cakes, but it's like when a guest comes in, they're enthusiastic and they're like, Amelia, like I loved that you spent hours making this cake with like flowers on top for me. Like that's so cool. And it's like I don't even necessarily need the words of AF, but the fact that they're excited to be there.
Because that sets the tone for the rest of the night. For sure.
Yeah.
I think someone who is excited about the night.
Yeah.
They have to come in with the energy.
Because it takes courage to host.
Totally.
Like it's not just an easy thing. I had
and a lot of money.
Oh my gosh.
You can do it in cheap ways. Totally.
Yeah.
Like there's ways to do it inexpensively, which we'll talk about later.
Totally.
But like, it's so much time, energy, money. Like there's so much effort that goes behind it that you don't really understand unless you've done it yourself. And I promise you that when you host you could host one event. I think everyone in the world needs to host one dinner party.
For sure.
And then they need to have one friend cancel on them. And then they will understand.
They will never cancel again.
They will never cancel on anything ever again.
Yeah.
And they will understand why that, like they will get it.
Totally.
They will get it.
Totally.
When I post a dinner party, I get so many responses from girls saying like, oh my gosh, like I wish I could go to this. I wish that my friends did this.
Same.
I wish that we did that. And my answer is always like, you can do it. Like you have to start it. If you want that in your life, which is what I wanted in my life, I was looking around, I'm like, we're taking Jello shots. These girls are not going to be hosting dinner parties. So like I took it upon myself and did it. And it's something, I love the home. I've always loved home stuff. So it's something that I like made happen in my own life. And then I also get so many questions of like, how do you find friends to do this with?
Two things I want to say. One, I think having a little bit of social anxiety and hosting an event can exist at the same time. I've literally prepared to host a party, cried for 30 minutes, stressed, done a little meditation, being like, I'm safe, it's okay, everyone's gonna love it, and then hosted the event. Like it's, even though we're extroverted people, it doesn't necessarily like come like super easy all the time because you're responsible for other people's time. So it's like, how are you gonna, again, like steward their time? And then the second thing I was gonna say is I love how in this book, it actually talks about how some of the best hosts are introverted, because she says that people who are introverted know what it's like to be in an overwhelming and like stressful event. So they create events that are comfortable for everyone. Like they know how to structure and design an event so that it appeals to everyone's like comfort level. And it's like they're stewarding their time well because they know what it's like to be in a setting where it wasn't handled well.
I'm shockingly an introvert.
Really?
Isn't that crazy? I'm really outgoing, but I'm 1,000,000% introverted.
Okay, well, maybe that's why you have such amazing dinner parties.
Thank you. I like need time alone. Like I recharge by myself. I need to be like, I recharge at home, like gardening or like in my pool or reading. Like I have to have time alone. If I like, especially when my schedule's always crazy, but like I need like at least one night a week at home alone or else I will actually go crazy. Yeah. Like there's certain things, if I know I'm like out of town in studio for a week or whatever, I will take like an afternoon before because I know I have to be by myself.
I mean, that's amazing that you know that.
It's really surprising.
But I feel like that's actually a skill that maybe you don't even realize helps you like love on your guests better.
Yeah, and I also have a lot of mental health issues, and so I think that
you're acutely aware of how everyone feels.
Yeah, so I think that I like have an understanding of like, oh, I can tell that, you know, so like bringing them together.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of messages saying like, I want this, or how do you find friends to do this?
1000%.
What would you say to that?
Again, to your point, I would say just do it. And I think also it's just like not being afraid to invite people that maybe you've like had good conversations with, but you're maybe a little nervous to include them. Like, I think that it requires a little bit of fearlessness.
Totally.
Because, oh my gosh, the people that I'm friends with are people I literally DM'd and like met in the weirdest ways. I think the only child in me is like really good at like meeting friends in different places. Yeah. And now that I'm older, I realize that like people actually enjoy it. I think it's like getting over the imposter syndrome in you that feels like, oh, I can't like host one, like it's not going to be fun or whatever. It's like getting over that and just doing it and seeing the like goodness that comes from it.
I think it's also, you have to think bigger.
Right.
The people that I'm inviting who are in my book club are not my closest friends in life. Like those are not the people that I'm like always calling crying that I've known for 20 years. Those are girls that I know like to read and we have a shared interest. And so that is who I invite to book club. There are people like when I do like stitch nights, like do you needlepoint?
No, I want to.
You would be obsessed. I'll teach you.
Literally, have you seen the girl who makes the needlepoint like Christmas tree ornaments and then has like a little case full of all her ornaments?
There's so many of those girls, but please send me the one that you follow.
I'm obsessed with her. When you started doing that, I was like, wait, why aren't we friends? Like, wait, like IRL? Like, I was like, I need to come hang out. Yeah.
I'll teach you it. Okay. So I just made a whole needlepoint cabinet in my house. I'll show you after. It's so insane.
Wait, someone literally sent me
extra.
Your, a girl sent me on my way here, your hosting cabinet and was like, do you need one of these? And I was like, I'm literally going to hang out with her right now.
No, it's literally the best. Yeah. I think too, like start off with a couple people maybe that you know if that makes you feel comfortable, but also the more you do it, the more you're going to attract people who are interested in that.
Right. And
so
the more comfortable you'll feel.
Totally.
Yeah.
And also you have to remember, and I say this just on making new friends in general, like people don't really want to be the one to go first. And sometimes you just have to be the one that goes first.
You also can't care about their response.
No. And
like,
honestly,
you have to take it with a grain of salt. If someone's weird towards you, if someone says, oh, I don't want to come to your dinner party, okay, like, that's weird of them. Or
weird.
it's like, they're weird. I always say that whenever I have a social interaction like that and I'm overthinking it, I say, I'm perfect.
I'm
like,
perfect, they're
when
weird.
my friends are overthinking, I'm like, you're literally perfect. Like, stop overthinking, truly. Because it's like, if you're approaching them with kindness and they're not kind back, they're going through something.
And how nice is it of you to invite them to something?
Totally.
Like, don't you, I really think that most problems in life would be solved if we stop thinking about ourselves so much.
Oh my gosh.
I think that we just personalize everything. Even when it comes to a relationship or a breakup, like there's so many outside factors when it comes to a breakup, and sometimes you just simply are not meant to be. It's not so personal to you.
It's not that deep.
It's really not that deep. Like it might be really painful and it sucks because that's something that you wanted, but it's really not that personal. There's so many outside factors. And one day you'll look back and there's things that you are completely out of your control that really have nothing to do with you, which could lead to why that didn't work. So like when you're thinking about curating a crowd for a dinner party, I would say, like, one, you just have to be the one to go first and first plan the event. Two, you don't have to only be inviting people that you're, like, super close to with your friends.
Oh, I invite, like, girls I've met, like, one time.
Me too. I'm currently, like, workshopping a lot of ideas with, like, people in Nashville. And I'm like, I want to do a dinner party where, like, I don't know anyone and they don't know anyone. Like, I want it to be all. But then again, at that point, this book gives you the language and so many great skills to then be able to craft that together.
And, like, discern, like, who's going to be a good fit.
Yes, and also, like, host. Because at that point, you actually do have control over the night and you want to have control because that's being a generous host. So you are able, like, even, it's like, that's why I did the conversation cards. Like, that's why all the friend of mine, like, dinner party cards, those are perfect for that because if you don't know them, you start playing that game, people start to open up. Maybe you answer the first question and you open up a lot more and then that makes everyone else feel more comfortable. But when it comes to like finding friends who want to do cute things, you have to be the friend that's doing the cute thing.
You have to put yourself out there.
And just start.
For sure.
And over time, like I've met so many girls through other hobbies and interests that I've had. So I've met so many girls through like needlepoint. I've met so many girls online through gardening. I've met so many different girls who I wouldn't be connected to had it not been for those hobbies that would also be great like dinner party guests.
Yeah. I mean, I also just like, there's so many cute girls at the coffee shops and different places. Like, talk to everyone. Also, I have this theory that you can make really good friends on Facebook Marketplace. If you're posting like really cute stuff on Facebook Market, the cool girls I've met who want to buy my stuff or me buy their stuff, like you can meet people in like the strangest ways. Just be open to it. Talk to them. If it's weird, it's weird. And like, it doesn't define who you are as a person.
And also, when it comes to making friends or being a good dinner party guest, ask other people questions about themselves.
Totally.
Don't bring it back to you 24/7. Like when I think about a good dinner party guest, it's someone who's not trying to like control or entertain. Like, you know, when people feel, and we've all felt this, I mean, I felt this way, where you feel like you have to like entertain everyone around you. And I think a lot of the time we do that out of insecurity because you think you have to like prove your value to be in a space or like make everyone like you. But really, I think what is going to give you the connections with people that you're wanting is actually just sitting back and relaxing and like asking them about themselves. If I learned anything through this podcast, it is that people love to talk about themselves. It's a lot easier to get a podcast guest than you would think, like a big one, because people just like to talk about themselves. So ask them, like that makes them feel good. And it's just a more interesting conversation. Like really try to not bring it back to you.
I think something else she talks about in the book that was interesting is like, how do you properly, like when your guests are coming over, how do you make them feel comfortable? And I love, she's like, you have to prepare beforehand, like knowing something about everyone, like kind of like knowing how you're going to introduce them. If someone has a common interest, someone else be like, oh my gosh, they love baking and like you love to bake cakes. Like you guys have this in common, like kind of connecting them. Cause especially if you're inviting people that don't know each other, it's a little uncomfortable. So it's like you're guiding them to the people that they are going to connect with.
I love that. Another thing I love that I felt like was such a good hosting tip is that you need place cards at every dinner.
She's like, you have to set them where they need to be seating.
And she said you not next to people that they came with, and it needs to be like boy, girl, boy, girl. I normally just invite girls to my dinner parties, but I thought that was such an amazing tip because I think back to issues I had early on with dinner parties where I would invite different groups of people and they'd all click off and maybe not really connect with other people, and then they would end up I loved what she said about how people would come and click off and then they were just catching up. And it's like this dinner party, the purpose is not for you guys to catch up. It's to create an atmosphere and to chat amongst all of you.
For sure.
So I loved the idea, and I will get lazy and not do this. This is the first thing that I will not do at dinner parties, and I think it's actually the first thing I should do.
Right.
Is the place cards. We're actually, I guess I don't think I'm really supposed to say this, but we're doing a hosting journal for a friend of mine's launching in a couple weeks.
Wait, that's so exciting.
Up. And honestly, this book was really helpful because we started, it's like the purpose of the event. We have a seating chart. We have like a schedule for the days to come. Like everything that I would do leading up to a dinner party, because the way that I plan a dinner party, I have a very specific like outline that I do for every single one. So I kind of just turned it into a journal and like made it better. But now I will be taking the seating chart so seriously because it really changes the night.
It does. I had a dinner party recently where I was like honestly frazzled. I'm curious if you deal with this. I'm bad at time management. Like people are always like, you must be so type A because I don't know how you host these things. Reality is I'm very type B and I'm like want every detail to be perfect. And in doing that, sometimes I like might take a little longer for the food to come out or like there's certain, so a big thing I've also learned is like I need to be better at time management and also sometimes I need help. But I didn't make place settings and everyone kind of sat randomly and the whole dinner I was kind of stressing because there were girls from different groups that kind of met that I didn't think they would like kind of hit it off. And it's also, it's not my fault. I shouldn't take it personally. But I was like, if I had seating cards to next to people who I thought would maybe connect better, they would have more fun and I would have more fun.
I think it is so important. And I feel the same way. Like I'll stress out. I'm actually like pretty good with time management. Because I'm so crazy.
Well, you also do a million things. I'm like, how could you not?
I literally have a schedule when it comes to dinner parties.
I think we need to like have weekly chats.
Absolutely. And honestly, you'll love our journal because it's like every 30 minutes. Like,
amazing.
I will have it. Basically, the way I plan is like weeks in advance. I have a theme. I send out. When do you send out invites for dinner parties? I do 2 weeks before. It depends.
Last time I did 3 weeks and I had like so many people cancel before and I was like, okay,
I think 2 weeks is a sweet spot. Yeah.
There's a science to it all. I think people think that it's like you just either got it or you don't, but there's so many different elements that go into it.
So much.
Like even when I think about other girls in the creator space who like are their niche is beauty or something, I'm like, do you realize how much effort goes into this niche I've carved out for myself? Like I would have it no other way, but it's like so much work.
So much more effort than just
so much effort. Yeah.
I always say that. I'm like, oh, damn it.
No,
like,
I know.
I'm like, I need to throw in some other stuff there. So
I'm like, maybe I should do beauty. I'm like, oh gosh. Or like recipes. But I just like love the attention to detail. I'll give myself an hour to like decorate a cake and it takes me like 3. Like I'm crazy.
Okay, so I go through and I will, when it comes to like planning the dinner party, I will have my like week plan prior. I will set the table a week in advance if I can, if it's indoor. So my table will be set as far in advance as possible.
That's amazing.
I never set a table the day of, ever.
I would stress you out.
Even outdoor, I could never set a day of. Like there's no way.
I will like go into hyper mode and somehow do everything in like 12 hours.
I have done that before when I started.
No, it's miserable.
It's miserable.
No, I know.
It is
Every
so
time
hard.
I'm done with it, I'm like, I will never do that again.
And then you do it again.
I just like don't have like my brain is like that. I'm working towards having more systems. That's me being really honest because I don't do it right. And anyone listening to this, like definitely plan it out better.
I just feel like it would make me hate it over time if I didn't. Like then I'll do everything I can do the day before. I'll prep everything I can food-wise. I will also, we use a private chef for an event recently. And like now I understand why rich people are so obsessed with longevity. Because I too would want to live forever if I wasn't cooking or doing my dishes ever.
Yeah.
I get it now. I never understood. I'm like, why do you guys want to live forever? It's like not that great here, you know? Like at a certain
say that all the time, and my boyfriend's like, please never say that again. I'm like, if I die, I have
I'll
peace.
be good to go.
Yeah.
Like, I can guarantee that.
Right.
But if I had a private chef, I understand why you want to live to 150 years old. I get it.
Well, also, like, I have a friend who's a chef who, like, helps me with some of my food prep. Not always, but sometimes. And it's, like, a game changer. You need help. We can't do everything on our own.
No, you need help.
Enlisting friends who are down to help. And, like, it's also what makes hosting kind of fun. It's, like, people like having a role. Like, some of my favorite hosting is when it's potluck. Like, people, if it's, like, I'm part of a cookbook club and we pick a cookbook. We're doing Wishbone Kitchens next Wednesday. So excited. And everyone picks a different recipe, and then we all come with that recipe, kind of talk about it, and it's cute. We eat, like, my friend makes a newsletter of it, and it's literally just for the 6 of us, so that we can remember it. And
just for you,
she's just like made a cute little thing.
Cute.
I know, and so it's like we can keep it like to remember. So but yeah, it's like everyone likes to have a role, and it's like how do you? It doesn't all have to fall on you.
No, I used to insist on doing everything myself.
Yeah.
People were like, what can I bring? Nothing. I got it. Like, I was taking full control over it. And then over time, I was like, I actually need to accept help. That's also me not trusting that they're actually going to follow through on it. So I would rather just take, but you need to be accepting help from your guests.
Yeah, you can't, no gathering has ever been done by itself.
No.
I feel like if we all kind of like looked back to how our ancestors did it, it's like there was a role for everyone, even in hosting.
Even in hosting.
That actually applies to everything in life. Anytime I'm overthinking like the thought of having kids, I'm like, oh, you're meant to have a village.
Yes.
Like, we're not meant to do it all on our own. So you're not meant to host all on your own.
What do you think is the best hosting gift?
Honestly, I feel like this is taboo to say. I'm like kind of over being gifted alcohol.
I get that.
Like, my alcohol cabinet is like exploding.
The amount of alcohol I have is
every time
insane.
someone comes over or one of my friends hosts an event, I'm like, please take some alcohol.
Yeah, me too.
My cleaning lady, I give her like 5 bottles every time she comes. She's like, I love this so much. Yeah. Best, that's hard. I honestly, this is so cheesy. The best gift you can give me is be enthusiastic and commit to the theme.
I agree. I'm
like,
not
I don't,
so obsessed.
I don't also expect people to bring an item.
Same, I don't either.
Yeah, and I think
I don't expect people to bring anything for me, but over my dead body, will I not bring something for that?
Totally.
You know?
I think even like someone recently brought me like lemons from their garden, and I was like,
that's the best
obsessed.
Gift.
And California, like, because everything grows so abundantly, or flowers, so sweet.
Flowers, my
I
favorite.
also feel bad about saying the alcohol thing. I think it's amazing. I just personally get overwhelmed by it because I don't drink that much, and I'm like, I have too much. I think it's just like what everyone does.
Exactly. It's the easiest gift to give, which I get it. I bring alcohol to people all the time. Like, it's just, there are other.
Unless there's like a story behind it. I think it like kind of lends itself to the whole idea of like, does your event have a purpose? It's like, if you're giving someone a gift, what is the purpose behind this like gift? Or is it something like you're regifting? Or like, is it just like something that feels right?
I also like a candle.
Candles are great.
Because you're always going to burn it. I heard Ina Garten say this once, and I think it's such an amazing tip when it comes to hostess gifts. She said to never bring the host something that they have to serve that night, because that, unless it's their potluck style, of course, because that just adds more stress and responsibility to the host, and it's another thing that they have to do. So the gifts that she gives the hostess are things that they're going to use later, which I think is such an amazing gift. If you are bringing something that they need to serve that night too, I think an amazing tip is to bring everything with it. Like Harrison Wallace, when he comes over,
ready to go.
It's already ready to go. Let's say he's coming over and he's bringing a dip. He comes in, he has it like chilled in his bag. He has a serving dish. Like, he just does it all himself,
and then he takes the dish with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think people, it's like those things add up.
Yeah, they really add up.
Yeah.
They really add up. I think it's just such a good tip and something that I maybe wouldn't have thought of, but her pointing that out, I'm like, oh my God, that's so true.
Yeah. These are all things that, like, if you're hosting or like attending hosts, it's like, what does it mean to be a good guest? What does it mean to be a good host? Like, there really is such a science. I think that's why I liked this book, because I think, I don't know about you, but I was kind of just like trying it out and like seeing what works, what doesn't. There's like no like guide rails. And I feel like this book kind of like helps give guide rails. And I'm an anxious girly, so I like someone to tell me exactly what to do. Yeah.
And I think that being the guest that tells everyone what to do and having a structure is such a gift.
Right.
Because for people who are anxious, if you think about it and you're there, you're just kind of sitting there for a couple hours talking and eating. I think it's really nice to come and have structure. And it's like, this is what we're doing. And it lends to a way better night.
Totally.
I think that's amazing. Okay, people who are listening are like, oh my God, this is amazing. I want to host a dinner party, but like, what do I do?
Yeah.
It's 2025, tariffs, there's no money.
For
like,
sure.
What do I do to make this more
affordable?
Okay,
these are my thoughts. One, either buy a table, like a nice linen tablecloth that you like, that you can just use forever. Like, I have like a couple linen tablecloths I use all the time. There's even cheap ones on Amazon. Or go to like Goodwill or Savers or whatever your thrift store is. Like, they have such good stuff. Most of my glassware and things that I have are vintage. And also, I let people borrow stuff all the time. Like, your friends have stuff. Like, you guys all have things that you can come together. It doesn't have to be this big extra event. Like, I think that's something I always want to be wary of with my content, is like, you do not have to have this grand, beautiful setup. Like, I invest a lot of money into mine, and I also have like a massive china cabinet. So I'm like, please, if you're having a baby shower, like a friend of mine's having a baby shower, I have tablecloths for her. I have like all the glassware. It's like, we're meant to share. So I would say sharing and like borrowing from other people. And thrift stores, or even Facebook Market, y'all.
Totally.
Facebook Market. I get such good stuff on there, and people are trying to get rid of it.
Wait, what?
No, people are like giving stuff for free.
Oh, I thought you meant Marketplace. I was like, my life's over.
Oh, no. That would be...
There is no algorithm that knows me better.
I was just about to say,
that's
my favorite algorithm.
And thank God you have to
Yeah.
like drive to go get it, and I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Because if not, I would be.
No, I've done Uber. I've been like, can you throw it in the Uber and bring it
I
to
know,
me?
I'm gonna start doing Choreo. I was thinking about that for smaller
or
stuff.
if it's like far away.
I just love it. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
I think I've got insane like China collections from like thrift stores.
Totally.
And then I also, another thing I always say is that this actual dish set that I use the most is from At Home. It's just like basic white plates that match everything. I have glassware from Amazon, and I'm constantly pulling from them. I know I'm like the most extra girl in the world. I have a literal hosting closet. So I'm like one to talk, you know?
Yeah.
But of all the things that I'm grabbing for the most, it is the At Home, it is the Amazon,
Right.
it is the thrifted stuff. Like it's stuff that I'm using over and over and over again. And it's not like super expensive, and you don't need new things for every single dinner party.
No.
But you can also, if you really, really want to like lean into the theme, thrifting, you can spend literally $15 or Facebook Marketplace.
Okay, also like Trader Joe's flowers.
Only ever buy Trader Joe's flowers.
They're such a steal.
Such a steal.
And I think that's why also the potluck idea is a good, like you can decorate a table with the food. It's like get really creative with the food, give everyone a different dish. It's like what you would pay to go to a restaurant, except for it's like way more interactive and like way more fun.
Yeah, I think if you're wanting to host in a more affordable way, it has to be potluck because the food adds up
Totally.
a ton. And also it just takes a lot of responsibility off of you.
Yeah.
So I think that potluck, absolutely. And then just like buy staples. Like I have like a list of like hosting staples that I think are so good. And then again, if you like do a theme and you're making everyone else like dress up, that like adds to the night. And it's something that like you're not spending money on because they're just like dressing
and that brings
to that
so
theme.
much.
It brings so much to the night. And it makes people more excited about the night.
Yeah.
It's all about priming your guests.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, the priming your guest piece, really
It's
good.
so good. Like literally so good.
I feel like a note that I thought was so interesting that I honestly felt affirming because I've always thought this is she's like talking about like really basic events like baby shower, wedding, like all these different events that are done like the same way, and they kind of have like a culture around how you're meant to do it and how it can feel less purposeful. And she talks about like she works with a lot of couples on like what is the purpose for your wedding? Is it to honor like the families and couples that came before you in your family? Is it that you want them to bring you like some words of wisdom like going into marriage? And she talks about a girl who her purpose of gathering was she wanted all of her community to get to know each other on like a level that was like more in depth than what you typically would at a wedding. And she sat everyone up away from their like partner at like random seating arrangements. And I've always said I want to do that for my wedding. And when I say that, people are like, you're insane. And I'm like, no, you create a meaningful event by creating friction.
I love that.
Like you make by making someone discomfort, you're forcing them to like meet someone new or go against the status quo. Like your wedding will be memorable because people will never forget that.
My friend Shannon married someone from London, and she said like such a cultural difference of hosting there versus in the South is that they seat everyone away from their partners. They
love
do
that.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And she said at first, I was like, what? I'm here with him. Like I'm so stressed. And she's like, it actually really does lend itself to like a really cool evening.
Right.
And I really like that.
Because then when you're like dancing on the dance floor, it's like you have like a commonality with everyone there, or it feels that way because you're not just connecting with your family or your partner or your friends, you're connecting with their parents and like their best friends. It's like it creates more of like a connected feel. But again, it leads into you can't be a chill host. You have to like dare to be extra and different.
Please dare to be extra.
So that was, I feel like my biggest takeaway from like reading this is like the encouragement to be extra and like guide and lead an event as opposed to trying to be chill and like create guide rails for your event.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I also think just hosting is actually like a creative art. Like people, you just think hosting, it's like, oh, dinner, it's, we're doing like pasta and wine or something.
Right.
Like you actually can use it as girls who are very creative and like love to like exercise our creative rights.
Right.
Like I think you can do quite literally anything. It could be, even for like showers, like unpopular opinion, I think showers are the most boring thing that you could ever do. Yeah. And like I'm having to host a ton and I'm really trying to get those people to like let me like take it out of the box. I'm like, guys, no one likes to go to a shower. They're boring. Like we can make it so cool.
Many ways. Like imagine if every woman who's married came with like their biggest challenge in marriage and then their biggest lesson in marriage.
Yeah.
And then
that's cool.
before the event, they're going into it knowing that they're going to have to share that information.
Yeah.
And that's like sets you up and everyone else who's like not married with the understanding and encouragement they need.
It's
and
amazing.
then it's more of a purposeful event for everyone. I agree. I think she talks about a baby shower where she says she wanted each parent to come in with an example of how they learned to parent in a way that they were parented that they will never continue. And it's like
that's
a
good.
jarring thing to be asked about, but it makes it memorable and it like provides value for everyone.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I also love how hosting is like its own niche on social media now.
Same.
It's incredible. Good for us.
I know, right?
Who are your favorite people to follow in the hosting space?
Wow. I love how everyone has like their different like signature on like how they do it. Let me think. There's a girl, Matilda, who lives in
Love her.
London. She's so cute.
She's the cutest
I feel like I
bathroom.
have a dream of like hosting in different countries because I want to learn how other people are doing things. Because there's such, like we were saying, there's so many cultural differences. I'm thinking who else? I mean, of course, like Ina Garten, like love that woman. And Martha. Oh my gosh, I bought a bunch of old Martha Stewart cooking books. And something I don't think people talk enough about Martha is that she doesn't just do like recipes. She has so many
everything.
crafts.
Yes.
And like home things. Like she's extra.
That's
like,
why
we forgot
I
about
love
how
Martha
extra
Stewart.
she was.
That is why I connect with Martha Stewart. Like with Ina, it's like I love Ina, but like cooking isn't my like the next Martha is someone who's doing everything. Like the Ina is like an expert in cooking. Martha is like an entertainer. They have like their strengths and weaknesses.
For sure.
Do you know the story of how I got the entertaining book from Martha Stewart? Do you know about this drama, this lore?
Oh my gosh, I'm dead.
Martha Stewart's very first book.
Did she send you that book?
No, but I am her PR
Wait,
list. I got to meet her.
Wait, yeah, that was so cute.
It was incredible. But I had been wanting that book for years, okay? And prior to that, it was, $800, $700. Insane, because it's her very first book. And they obviously at the time were not like reprinting it. So I have been looking on Marketplace, on eBay, on Amazon. I've been looking for about 3 years, and I would look once a week, okay? And then I would forget, maybe look once a month, whatever. I just happened to think like, I should check while I was watching her documentary, which is when that should be.
I bought it on while I was watching the documentary too. I think I bought like $4.
Oh, did you?
I feel like we have the same brain.
No, we do have the same brain. But before that, all of those books were like $800.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I got on Amazon, I found one for $35.
$35?
I got the Entertaining by Martha Stewart book for $35.
You must have watched that documentary early.
I got very lucky. Well, I know. I just think the person didn't know what they had. And then it's sitting next to in my kitchen, my photo.
I love that.
Martha
oh my gosh, that's iconic.
So iconic.
Yeah.
So amazing.
I love that.
I love her. I love Savannah Berry. I am such a Savannah Berry girl.
She's really cute.
She's also a Texan.
I love how she uses like the 90s, 2000s music. She's a cutie. I feel like I'm so bad with names. I have to like go back and look to my save, but she's darling.
She's amazing. I'm like so obsessed with her.
She's like, I love when people are hosting in a way that's like unique to them.
Yes.
Like it's
her
like
whole thing is like
quirky.
happy hour at home.
Yeah, so cute.
It's so cute. Where do you find inspiration for your dinner parties?
Honestly, like Pinterest.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, that's so basic. I feel like I'm trying to like veer out by like I'm reading old Martha Stewart books. And honestly, I feel like I just try to come up with ideas that are crazy. I feel like you'll love this. I saw a video of a girl making a latte, and you know those flowers that are like literally like a cup? They look like from Alice in Wonderland. A friend of mine's having like a fairy themed party, and I'm making shots in them, and they're gonna be in flowers. And I'm like, just like being crazy, like looking at like some object and being like, oh, I wonder how I can like incorporate that into like a really interesting tablescape. Like, I mean, Pinterest is great, but I think it's also, and of course we're like looking at other influencers doing really cool things, but I think also just like looking at like nature and unique like objects and just figuring out how that can be like, I'm working on like a mermaid party right now.
Love.
That's my June party. And I'm like trying to create like serving utensils with shells.
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
It's amazing.
Like, it's so funny we're talking about this because I'm like, I can't think of like any other opportunity where I'd be like celebrated for talking about making mermaid cutlery. But it's like,
no, it's hello.
Yeah.
I love finding inspiration for hosting like outside of hosting. Even like I'm so heavily influenced, of course, by like Nancy Meyers. So like I love now like I'm doing a series where I do a dinner party for every Nancy Meyers movie.
Cute.
So like that to me is so fun. I think there's a lot of directors, like there's a lot of movies that I find inspo from. I like to like pull from pop culture.
Yeah.
I love just like the most random stuff.
Same. I like when people don't, oh my gosh, wait, you're gonna eat this up. I don't know if you saw this, but when you were growing up, did you go to Club Louie Lou?
Of course. I had multiple birthday parties there.
Jealous.
Of
Club
course.
Libby Lou was like the love of my life, okay? And I never got to have a birthday party there. And so when I turned, I think I was turning 27, I was like, I'm having a Club Libby Lou themed birthday party. And the girls came and I had 2 girls come do our hair and like put like sparkles.
so
We had like
good.
3, you could be a princess, a pop star, or like a rock star or whatever. It was like 3 different, or like a fairy. And it was the cutest thing in my life. And
incredible.
I got a backdrop and like a big pink blow up couch. It was the most crazy thing in my life. And I swear we like entered a vortex of like being like childhood girls again.
That's incredible.
And it's like, so it's things like that, like niche memories inspire hosting.
Anything niche, the more niche the better.
I want to have a Polly
That is
Pocket
what I
party.
found. That's so good.
And I want to put pieces of like the like rubber Polly Pocket like clothes in ice cubes and like make like a purple cocktail.
Stop, that's so
You should
good.
go.
No, I literally
So I literally like tried to get a job with Polly Pocket. I was like, Polly Pocket, like, can you host or can you like do you want to work with me on this event? It's like I love like someone giving me like a really niche random
Yes.
idea and me having to come up with like how can we create an event around it.
If I have any tips when it comes to picking a theme, the
Yeah.
more niche, the better.
For
We
sure.
have on shopfriendofmine.com, we have a free download of 100 niche theme ideas.
Mm-hmm.
We need to add I need to be doing like a 2.0, but if you guys need ideas, they're all niche, like that is what you need to do. The more niche, the better.
For sure. And I think people think that people won't get it, but like the people that replied to my Club Libby Lou party, they were like,
Obsessed.
not everyone has to get it.
No,
But
and
the people who get it, get it.
yeah, and you're not trying to appeal to everyone. You're trying
Yeah.
to find your people.
For sure. I think that's another piece.
Yeah.
It's like you, like your purpose isn't out here to like please everyone. It's to like create a gathering around something that sparks joy for you and like this group of people.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I think that hosting is really just like the core of life at the end of the
No,
day.
I love it.
Because
Every
you're able to like romanticize your life and make it
Totally.
special.
And there will always be a reason to gather.
Always.
Sometimes I spiral about the future of my career. I'm like, oh my gosh, like what am I doing? I'm like hosting my friends who are like
You'll be
gathering.
fine.
No, I know.
You'll
And
be
I'm
fine.
like, but I'm like, wait, there's actually like a million reasons to gather.
Literally
we all
always.
need it. And also with the rise of like AI and stuff, it's
Yeah.
like we need human connection more now than ever. So I
Agreed.
think that like it's cool to see like as a generation, I think we're moving from like high tech involvement to like kind of wanting to like go back to the simple things. And one of the simple things is like learning to gather.
I think there was a spike in hosting in like Gen Z and millennials after COVID because of that. I think that like
Totally.
we were just all so isolated and lonely. And I think that's why there's been like such a rise in hosting after the fact.
Right.
And of course, there's like some pop culture things like Martha Stewart's document. Like, there's definitely things that have like
Right.
definitely like helped that. But I would say I really do think it's an effect of COVID.
Totally.
Not to
I
bring up COVID,
love
but-
that that's what like
Yeah.
we're moving towards. Because
No,
I think
it's
it's also
incredible.
like there's nothing more rewarding than someone saying, oh, you inspired me to like host my friends for like a fall themed movie night over than someone being like, oh, you inspired me to like buy this purse. I'm like, I love that.
Yeah.
But like I way more would rather inspire you to create moments with your friends that will last a lifetime.
I always say that like people who follow me, like I'm sure, yeah, they're maybe buying some products and stuff, but the
Right.
people who follow me are like their whole lives. Like they're all of a sudden they're needle pointing, they're hosting,
Right.
they're doing that. And like to me, that's so much more fulfilling than like hawking
For sure.
products,
You're
which
inspiring
like,
a lifestyle.
like it's more of a
Yeah.
lifestyle. Like
Yeah.
people who are like they're taking on hobbies and doing all these new things. Like the amount of girls who are like DMing me like, oh my God, this is my first needlepoint project. Like that to me is so fulfilling. And I think also that comes even to hosting. It's like people who you are inviting to like your dinner table. Like I'm so interested in people and like their stories. And
For
I think
sure.
that's such a fun way to do that. And also, I will leave you with this quote, like interesting people are interested. So when it comes to being a good dinner party host and a good dinner party guest, you need to be interested in the people that are at the table with you.
Right.
Less interested in yourself. You spend every second with yourself. There's always something that you can learn from someone. If you are seated next to someone and you truly feel like you have no common ground, I have found in life the people that I have the least in common with are the people that I learn the most from.
Right.
Every single time.
1000%. We all have a different experience. We all have different wounds. We all have different joys. And it's like the beauty of getting to live and be with other people in community is like learning about their journey.
It's just the best.
It's the best.
Okay, so we have like so many dinner parties to host.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I can't wait. We're going to do one together in Nashville. We should also do one here. Can you come stay with me in Laguna?
Yeah, we need to do
Have
that.
you seen my house? You have to come.
No, like I'll love it.
Yeah.
We need to be doing that.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Can't wait.
Amazing. Okay, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at amelia.edmondson and then on TikTok at amelia_Edmondson.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I loved
was
that.
so fun.
I know. I loved it.
It was like incredible.
so good.
So good.